The chase behind and the combination of that chase group starting to pull back. This is what we wanted on the run-in down to San Jose. If you missed out on most of our coverage today, you have missed a great stage. You can go back and watch it on demand. But the story of the day, it was a group of four that went away early. Neidham, Martins, Lemois and Koza. They got a group of 5 to 6 minutes. They were pulled back on the climb of Mount Hamilton. And the leading group formed over the top of there. It was George Hincapie who attacked on the descent as they went down towards the final Cat 1 climb of the day on the Sierra Road. Over the top of that one, it was these two riders here, Robert Hessink of the Rabobank team and Levi Leipheimer of the Astana team that went clear. They pushed the lead out just over a minute, and as they come in towards the final kilometers now, the lead coming down under the minute within about 40 seconds. The composition of the second group includes riders such as Fabian Cancellara of CSC, the world time trial champion, who's done a quite incredible ride to make it over Mount Hamilton and the Sierra Road and be up here and be in with a fight at the end. The Slipstream team, David Miller, Dave Zabriskie, Thomas Peterson and Christian van der Velde. Gustav Larsson also in there for CSC. Bernard Cole, Maurizio Ardea, Victor Hugo Peña, Steele Dreyers and Van der Walle from Quick-Step. There's some serious firepower in this group. And Brian, if it continues like this, these two riders are going to be dragged in before the finish.
Well, if they keep up this, yes, they will be dragged in before the finish. We can just see some of the efforts on Levi Leipheimer's face. He's absolutely, showing the effort now, putting his head down, and his sink has been on the limit for the last 10 kilometres.
These two riders in front and leaving the team cars in, that kind of plays into the hands a little bit of the chasing group, doesn't it? Leaving the cars in so late because you've got something to spy.
They need to get the team cars out of there now because it foreshortens the distance. But tell me, David Miller just does a turn there, strings it all out. You can see Victor Hugo Peña get thrown about at the back in the whiplash.
Victor Hugo absolutely swinging it on the back of this group, but great to see the Rock Racing team finally speaking with their legs and their bike racing rather than everything else that they've done. But a great performance by Victor Hugo Peña to make this group in the green and black of Rock Racing on the back of this group. Back up to the front, Robert Hessink and Levi Leipheimer. Can they hold on to the finish? The sun is shining for them today. The rain of yesterday has gone, and a little bit more California type weather for them today. Yeah,
this is certainly Californian, and it's a Californian that's bringing them into San Jose. And when they said that the song Show Me the Way to San Jose, it's certainly been the Levi Leipheimer that's shown them today. But the cars have gone behind, and this gap is down to 15-20 seconds.
The cars are out of the gap. Levi Leipheimer out of the saddle now. Glances over his shoulder, that group, and if they're going to get them, they've got to get them soon. Leipheimer and Hessink, like every time Hessink comes past him, he has a word, gives him a little shout, let's keep this going, and they tuck in close to the road, into the corners. They're heading towards the final now. We're inside the final 5 kilometers to go. Hessink out of the saddle, giving it everything he's got. Levi Leipheimer on the wheel. Little short turns for these two riders here. Hessink, mouth open, gulping in the air, flicks the elbow. Levi Leipheimer comes through. He tucks in behind the motorbike to try and use that, get a little bit of slipstream. Don't want any more controversy coming into the finish today, Levi, with tucking in behind the bikes.
Well, he's getting more slipstream worry behind, but with about 4 riders chasing them. So it's a fantastic performance by these two, doing this 2 up all the way from their last Sierra Road mountain, but it's still not over yet. There's still a couple of kilometres to go to the finish of this stage, and this group is breathing down their necks.
This is how you want to see a rider come back and defend their title.
1 kilometre to go.
They get the 1 kilometre to go board, and this group behind, it looks like the 2 in front might hang on. Fabian Cancellara giving it a big turn on the front. They can see the Maxis banner across the road, and Kevin Sealdreyers and Victor Hugo Pena behind, and the attacks are starting for the sprint. Inside 1 kilometre to go, Levi Leipheimer and Robert Hessing. We'd say the stage is done, and Brian with 1 kilometre to go. I think these two could hang on to the finish.
Yeah, they're definitely going to hang on now. If they don't mess about. There's a couple of corners in towards the finish now, but I don't know what deal's been done, but if there's a deal been done, Levi seems to be the strongest at the moment, and you put your money on him winning the stage, but you don't know what the team directors have said to each other, but they can't mess about. They have to go all the way to the finish, and it looks as if they're doing that, and it looks as if it's Hissink it's going to do the lead out for Levi Leipheimer, and we're going to get the US champion win this stage. This is the last corner coming up on the left.
These twists and turns playing into the hands and the huge crowds once again. And it's Robert Hessing on the front for Rabobank. Levi Leipheimer on his wheel for the Astana team. They come out of the corner and they set up towards the finish. And it's Robert Hessing that winds up the sprint. Levi Leipheimer on the wheel, and he sits up. Leipheimer knows he's going into the yellow jersey. And a great ride by the youngster from the Rabobank team, and he deserves every bit of the celebration that he'll enjoy after this stage. What an awesome performance by Robert Hessing, but how close are the chasing group? And we don't even get a shot of them crossing the line, so I apologise for that. So Brian, great ride by Robert Hessing.
Oh, fantastic ride by Hessing. The deal had already been done, and the deal was that the two of them ride as hard as they can together, come to the finish. Hessing takes the win, and Levi takes the jersey, but tremendous result for both of them. You can see Hessing just thanking Levi for that gentleman's agreement, but it was up to them to do the agreement, the two of them to ride as hard as they can in tandem towards the finish. Otherwise they wouldn't have came to the finish together, because that group was breathing down their neck. Tremendous result for Hessing today. As we see them coming up to the finish, arms are aloft. Levi doesn't contest it at all, takes the bonus for second place, takes a few seconds, and looks like he could be in yellow tonight.
It is indeed. Levi Leipheimer, Robert Hessing sprints it out. Leipheimer stays on the wheel. He knows he's got the yellow jersey. He's more concerned with the overall here in the Tour of California, distancing his rivals, because, Brian, these two riders, if you put Levi Leipheimer and Robert Hessing in a drag race, in a time trial, Hessing is not going to get close to Levi Leipheimer.
No, I thought this was the agreement before, but I thought it might have changed in the way in, because Levi needed, with the gap coming down so much, Levi needed as many seconds as possible, and another 4 seconds time bonus would have made maybe a difference when it came to the time trial in Solvang. So, but the original deal had been struck, and that was kept, and that's probably why the two cars were talking to each other about the finish, and the original agreement was kept for Hessing to win the stage and Levi to take the yellow jersey. But what a race, what a performance, and it's a great comparison to the first two stages.
More to come this week from the Tour of California. Stage 4 tomorrow from Seaside to San Luis Obispo. And it is 135 miles, 217.8 kilometres. Thanks for joining us here today on cycling.tv. I hope you've enjoyed the stage. What a thrilling one it was. It went very quickly. From myself, Martin McCrossan, and Brian Smith alongside me in the commentary box. Wherever you are in the world today, have a fantastic day and join us again tomorrow.
Thank you.